Clemson, South Carolina. As we'll see a team from the Pac-12, the Washington State Cougars, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Washington State lined up to kick it off and get this game going. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. So the Clemson Tigers offense will have the football first. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming to this football game, like,
turning it on! Across the 50 and knocked out of bounds at the 48. An explosive play gets this offense working. Just nosing into enemy territory at the 49. It's 1st and 10. Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. And the Tigers getting set on 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. Really need to pick up some yardage this time on 2nd and long. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. Coming to the line of scrimmage at the 30. It would be a long field goal, but they'd love to pick up a few here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the middle. A strike downfield. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. The Tigers had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson!
This defense has their hands full in this game because of what you saw right there. This quarterback is one of the fastest players in the entire country, and he runs one in. They're going to have to do a better job getting hats to him because they know they're going to see the QB run a lot today.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Washington State's offense has the ball for the first time. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass and coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back end. Multiple guys that win their individual matchups, which makes it hard to run off.
Breaks into the open. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Snagged in the middle. It's Marshall. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the 1st down. This crowd, full throat, sweating the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Hey, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
It's getting loud in here, and they may raise the dues on FT if they can stop them on 3rd down. Gives it on the option. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. Washington State will have to boot it away. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Fields to punt and try to pick up some yards. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't...
Gets away from one, finds some space. Turns it on down the left side. Touchdown, Tiger! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And the offense heads out onto the field to get the drive started. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball.
Complete and looking for enough for the first down. Washington State sends the punt team onto the field. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. Looks as if he's going to run it. Oh, he's got some space. Good pick up there as he gets the first down. They'll mark him at the 48. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. They're dealing with a second and long. The give to the back. Shakes off the defender. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. Now facing a third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. The give to the running back from the shotgun. He breaks a tackle. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with the first down. We've reached the break. Clemson has the lead. They largely dominated this first quarter as indicated by the stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Looking to throw on first down. Right down the middle. Fires the pass. Intercepted. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. They'll try the run. He's now up to 104 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. The Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Touchdown, Clemson! They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. Lining up for the PAT. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking at this point, David.
Yeah, nothing went well.
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
All right, now, if you're the quarterback, you got to know, in this game, you better be ready every snap. You better know where the pressure is coming from because this defense is going to bring it from all over the place.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. Washington State sends out the punt unit. Bringing out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Here's a return from midfield. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Deep shot for the end zone. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the 2nd down misfire. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. Clemson will send the punt team out. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. They've fallen into this big hole, and they are pretty desperate for answers right now. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Fires to the big fella. And an absolutely fearless tackle, giving up size, still got him on the turf. That last completion sets him up on 2nd down. The play action fake. Unloads to the wideout. Working on the right. There he goes. He smashes his way through again. Inside the 30. He's at the 10. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Washington State.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Last time they had it, didn't pick up a first down. Let's see if they can put something together here. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Boy, there wasn't much room to wiggle for that running back there.
None at all. Great job by the defense getting in the backfield quickly, closing up all the holes, nowhere to run.
Off the play fake. Snagged out of the air. Still on his feet at the 45. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 48. Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's 1st down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Going to take a shot. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up. Trying to pick up a 1st down. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field.
This is a real chance to sort of settle things down, maybe generate a little momentum if you can put together a touchdown drive here.
Oh, it'd be a great opportunity to make a statement and get back in this thing. I mean, it hasn't gone your way early, but I feel like you're creating some momentum here. And a score, Jesse, a score makes this a fun ball game.
It would be huge, but it's on the offense. They have to look at each other right now in this huddle on the field and go, look, guys, it's on us to march this ball down the field, score some points, and bring some energy now to our sideline.
Got it in the middle. It's Moncrief. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down. The Cougars come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking downfield on 1st down. He'll throw it. Zings it complete to the right. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. 1st and 10 for the offense. Sends it back in motion. To the air on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. Incomplete. He had it right in his hands for the pick, and I believe he might have been thinking about those big plays he's known for. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. That's caught. It's Marshall. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, only a place to be tackled immediately.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. You saw it on that last play.
Beneath the shadow of Howard's Rock, Death Valley is rocking, trying to help the Tigers on 3rd down. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to take the 3. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. Never a doubt. That cuts into the deficit. It's now 21-10. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. On the run from inside his own 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Good timing on the quick out. He'll get it across the 30-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 32 as this offense is trying to do some work. And the Tigers can really attack on this 2nd and short. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. Second down coming up. Back to pass. Caught near the sticks. It's Curry. Turning it on. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down.
All right, second quarter, getting closer to the half. Offense is still having a lot of success stringing some first downs together. Defense is going to need to figure something out before they get to halftime.
Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much. Backed up now, here's second and long. They'll run play action. Unleashes one deep. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score. They were really starting to put a drive together. But after a couple of incompletions, now they need a big play on 3rd and 10. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Got him downfield. Huge game before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. Touchdown, Tiger! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half. Running the ball, throwing the ball. They add insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week in the American, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. North Texas has the lead right now. The good folks in Denton have been buzzing all week. This game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by 11 over Rice. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Off-play action on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man to the left. He gets it down to the 30-yard line, and time is running short here in the first half. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Wants to go up top on first down. On the move, he fires. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Gets it inside the 40, brought down at the 39, and they can't stop the clock. Great place to start for this offense. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Makes the catch along the sidelines and steps out of bounds.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Fires to the wideout. Connection to the right. Gets it inside the 10. Out of bounds at the 9 after the big pickup on that one. Clemson ready to go back to work with another first down. Wants to throw on first down. Moving away from pressure. Bought a little time, lets it go. Got his man. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Give to the running back. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Tigers.
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead, and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner goes down. And with time running out here in the first half, this offense will choose to take a knee. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, yeoman's work so far in Death Valley, and welcome into the halftime report. And this has just been a passing clinic, really, by both offenses. They've effectively stretched these defenses, forcing the secondaries to cover every blade of grass, and they've still racked up big plays. Man or zone, pick your poison, or lay some blame at the feet of those pass rushers who can't do anything against the maulers on that offensive line. Time to see how things play out the rest of the way as we send it back to our guys in Death Valley.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. The Tigers will kick it away to start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. And the Cougars with a long way to go after the loss on the last play.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
Well, this offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now in this drive. Sack, first down, just thrown an incompletion. So 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
Washington State will have to boot it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He gets it away from his own end zone. He'll field the punt and see what he can get. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, Dave.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. On the ready? They go to the ground. Breaks into the open. Got enough for the first down and wants more. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Clemson.
This is a guy that put a lot of pressure on himself coming in this season. He felt like he was ready to have a breakout year. He knew he had all the tools in the toolbox to be able to get it done, and he's shown it. That's his 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. They get to him as he throws. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. So now it's 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Grabbed over the middle. It's Marshall. A little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over it. The Cougars now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. They'll leave it with him. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
The Cougars come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. On 3rd and short, they'll go to the power running game. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40. Ready to fire from the pistol. To the ground with the back. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
Well, I don't know what the quarterback saw on that last play, but he made a pretty quick decision that he was just going to tuck it and run it, and his offensive coordinator is glad he did. How about the speed by the QB on that play?
They'll send the tight end in motion. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time.
Delay of game. Offense.
So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. Here comes the offense on first down. He'll keep it himself. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. Be interesting to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
9th play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. Washington State sends the punt team onto the field. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Looking to throw on first down. Unloads to the right. The short hands. It's Curry. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down. After the big play to start, now they are on the move at their own 45. Leaves it with the running back.
I know that wasn't a huge, sexy gain. I know not everybody's jumping up and down, but what it does do is put you in a great position to succeed on 2nd down. 2nd and 10, really hard. 3rd and 10, really hard. Now you're in a manageable situation. It really gives you the whole playbook.
How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Tigers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Now the play fake. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on 3rd down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. 4th down, baby.
Needing to convert, Clemson comes to the line. Needs it to keep this drive alive. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Here comes the heat. On the run, fires downfield. Beautifully thrown ball. Terrific catch, and they'll have the 1st down.
Well, this defense is going to have to find a way to start mixing up their coverages. They're in a tough spot. They're down right now, so most people would think the opponent would be running the ball, but when you've had the success these guys have had throwing it, you're going to see more shot plays, and you better change your looks up to try and get a takeaway to get back in this game.
And obviously this offense has had their way, getting the huge lead, and now when you know it's a running situation later in the ball games, you're still getting pounded. This defense has to step up at some point and be a lot more physical.
D coordinators down the road that have to play this offense, man, they're going to have nightmares because this unit has so much speed, so much skill. At running back, receiver, tight end, a quarterback making good decisions, it is so tough trying to stop them and prevent explosive plays.
On the option. Touchdown, Tiger! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you've got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the scrum.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The returner will field it and try to do some business. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Finds his man. It's Marshall. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
And the defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get 2 bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer.
Oh, he's got some space. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Cougars, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Handoff to the single back. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. We talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
Nice job there by the defense, not forgetting about the fullback. He's not just a lead blocker. He can catch the ball in this offense, too. They were aware of that, and they were able to make the tackle.
We've come to the end of the quarter, and Clemson has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the 4th. We open the final period with a 3rd down play. Back to throw, it's Bender. Gets it to him on the screen. He's knocked down at the 33, and that's short of the line to gain. And let's see what they do on 4th down. They were really hopeful he could make a guy or two miss and pick up the first down, but he comes up a little short.
Yeah, and it's great defense. It's defense understanding where the sticks are, not missing tackles, getting the guy on the ground quickly. Really nice job by the defense understanding the situation.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. Marshall is ahead right now in Huntington, but that's not exactly Randy Moss out there controlling this game. Things are a long way from being over. They're up by 4 over ULM. Sunbelt, Funbelt. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Looking for space. It's Middleton. Got enough for the first down. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
How nice is it in an offense when you can generate explosive plays by running the football? You got to force feed this guy, man. He is an absolute game changer.
And the Tigers come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Past the 40. Crosses the 30. He's got to lay it. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big gain for the offense.
He'll ride his man on the option. Oh, there's a loose football on the bad pitch. Offense scoops it up and still going. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Tigers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Looking downfield, it's Ramsauer. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Brought down just short of the sticks on the screen pass.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Clemson. That'll give him a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the Oak.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from a long way out.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, Reese, no doubt. But this offense would like him and prefer for him to kick an extra point on this drive. And to do that, David, they've got to have more rhythm on offense.
Yeah, create some more rhythm, create some more explosive plays, and maybe some more balance. And listen, it's nice to have that weapon and kick long field goals. You kick too many field goals, you don't get very many W's.
They'll put it in play from the 41 on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. It's complete on the right side. Defense there to get him out of bounds as he gets it down to the 48.
How about the big fella with the hands? You know, those fullbacks are not talked about as athletes, but he shows you he can do a lot on the field, catches the football, gets the first down.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
big moment here for the defense. Can you come up with one more stop? You got the lead. It's 4th and short. You're kind of in no man's land, so you're expecting them to go for it. If you can get off the field right here, you can win this game.
Now he fields it in his own end zone. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. On the move. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down. After the last run, would you just give it to him again on 3rd down? Leaves it with the back. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Clemson.
Clemson will send the punt team out.
On to punt it away.
Fair catch is signaled for and made. They'll mark it at the 12, and they'll start in a bit of a hole. To throw, it's Bender. Here's the pressure. They're working that left side. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
And it's all about coachable moments, and obviously they have not had a ton of success throwing the ball in this game. But as a coach, I think you're just looking for positives, like that play right there, even late in the game. Taking your steps, making the right read, an accurate throw, positive plays that you can build upon offensively for the next game.
Quarterback on the keeper. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to get him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the first down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
He'll pull it on the read. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
It doesn't matter what run play you have called, if you're running it inside or outside. If the defense gets penetration, everything is done. And you saw it on that play right there. Great job by the D.
Back to pass on 2nd down. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop them right here. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.